All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I want to begin today by acknowledging that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. I acknowledge the peace and friendship treaties signed in this territory and recognize that we are all treaty people. Welcome, everyone, to the Chamber Annual General Meeting. This meeting offers a fiscal and operational review to the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021, and our business year end, which is today. I'm Faten Al-Shazli, incoming chair of the Halifax Chamber Board of Directors and co-founder, Chief Creative Officer of WeAsThem. This year's AGM is a hybrid one. If you're having trouble viewing the presentation, try exiting from the full screen mode by clicking escape on your keyboard. We will be voting to approve the motions virtually and in person today. For those attending virtually, on the bottom navigation of your Zoom window, you should see a poll box. As we call for a motion, we will post a poll. We ask that you vote virtually by clicking on the poll box and choosing yes or no for each motion. For those attending in person, please raise your hand when we ask after each motion. We are going to do an online poll test right now, so do go ahead and choose your favorite color. Those of you in the room do not have to do so. A reminder that only members can vote, and your votes will be recorded. We will be working hard to keep the meeting to the 1 hour time slot. So let's move right ahead. The minutes of last year's annual general meeting are included in the package on the website, or you would have received it in your email. Assuming you have had a chance to review those minutes, I would like to call for a motion to approve the minutes from the 2021 AGM.
My name is Andy Ryan. I would like to move that we approve the minutes of the April 29th, 2021 annual general meeting.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Is there any discussions on the minutes? I'll now call for a vote. All those in favor, select yes or raise your hand. Contrary, select no or raise your hand. Motion carries. And now, I am pleased to introduce Mark Sidebottom, outgoing chair of the board.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us both in person and virtually today. As chair of the Halifax Chamber Board, it's been a great honor to serve the business community in such a tumultuous year. The Chamber has shown tremendous leadership during the pandemic through Patrick, the board, and the staff. The Nova Scotia Business and Labour Economic Coalition, or lovingly called NSBLEC, has been a valuable tool for everyone involved, and I look forward to seeing how it grows and evolves as we enter the endemic phase of COVID-19. The Chamber has always promoted collaboration between all levels of government and business, and we are grateful for the opportunity to keep the lines of communication open to continue driving positive change for our business community. The Chamber recognizes its role as a leader in the business community, which includes advocating on their behalf for reductions to taxation and to red tape. It also includes paving the way for changes in the diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion work in our businesses. The Chamber team has been working hard on our DEAI action plan. Although this has always been in the core of our work, conversations with community members and global events like the George Floyd murder and Black Lives Matter movement made us realize we can do more. The action plan guides our commitment to having a membership that is truly representative of our vibrant and diverse city. As part of the plan, we will make concerted efforts to ensure representation on stage at events, on our board, in our communications, and in our suppliers. Our board was an early adopter of the federal government's 50 by 30 challenge, which encourages boards across Canada to have 50% gender parity and 30% representation of other equity-deserving groups, including racialized, Black, and/or people of color, people with disabilities, including visible and episodic disabilities, 2S LGBTQ+, and/or gender and sexual diversity individuals, and Aboriginal and/or Indigenous peoples. Another part of our strategy is delivering 100 complimentary memberships in 1 year to businesses in underserved communities and ensuring they get the value of the membership. We want our members to feel included, and our hope is that after 1 year with the Chamber, they will stay with us and become lifelong members. The Chamber was also excited to take part in a big project this past year with Footprint Life Coaching, Ashanti Leadership, and my East Coast experience, the Amplifying Voices report. The report looked at how businesses in Halifax engage with communities of color, and the results were very positive and optimistic. The business community wants to engage and wants to improve their DEAI work, but they don't know where or how to start. That's where organizations like the Chamber come in. We can combine our efforts to provide a path for businesses to become more inclusive and ultimately more successful. Fatin will speak more about that report's recommendation in our plans moving forward. As I wrap up, I want to say how thrilled I am to be passing this role over to Fatin Al-Jazli, an incredible business leader and a passionate volunteer. Fatin's many awards speak for themselves, and her guidance and leadership with the Chamber's board over the past few years has been absolutely invaluable. Passing the baton to Fatin is an extra special for me, from one immigrant and business owner to another. Fatin, I look forward to working together. It's been a privilege to get to know you. I know the Chamber will be in great hands. Thank you, Patrick, and the Chamber staff for a fantastic year. And thank you all for being here today, both virtually and in person. Now I'm excited to see what the next year brings. I'm pleased to introduce Fatin Al-Jazli, incoming chair of the board. Fatin is the founder and chief creative officer of We Us Them, a full-service ad agency with client rosters that include TELUS, Eastern Caribbean Central Union, the Canadian Space Agency, Government of Canada, Kaplan International, Health Canada, to name a few. Fatin is one of Canada's top 100 most powerful women. Fatin is one of Atlantic Canada's top 25 most powerful women in business. She is one of 5 honorees for her work in the community and in leadership roles by the Women Get On Board. She is also named Executive of the Year and most recently Entrepreneur of the Year in Canada. Internationally, Fatin has also been named one of 5 Women of Inspiration, a Woman of Influence, a Woman of Excellence, and a Diva of Color. Her leadership has brought home numerous global nods from Webby's, Davies, Marcom, Hermes, and Advertising Age for We Us and Them, all firsts in the East Coast of Canada. As part of her work in the community, Fatin currently serves on the boards of Efficiency One and the Halifax Chamber of Commerce. Fatin is also a founding member of the Women's Leadership Collaborative. Fatin has been a director of the Canadian Cancer Society, the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia, and a governor in council at NASCAD University. From champions women's causes such as reintegrating women into the workforce, to mentoring mid-senior executive women across the country, to women owning businesses, Fatin is helping chart paths for young professionals and seasoned leaders alike. Through work placements, mentorship, and career advice, she supports women through their journeys from school to careers to entrepreneurship through numerous networks like the Women's Executive Network, Women in STEM, and women in technology. Fatin has also spent numerous hours navigating career paths for those in the creative fields to further the creative economy, locally, nationally, and internationally. Through speaking engagements and mentoring young women from various post-secondary institutions, Fatin continues to find ways to bring young women into industries such as engineering, information and technology, and the arts. Being an advocate and a champion, Fatin has addressed various international public forums, such as the World Youth Forum, to speak about women's role in leadership circles, not just in North America, but the world over. Welcome, Fatin.
Thank you, Mark. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our new Vice Chair of the Board, Chris Copper-Smith. Chris is a published and award-winning leader, product innovator, and go-to-market strategist and commercial experience in startups, manufacturing and medical devices. In 2012, Chris founded Spring Loaded Technology, a medical device company that developed and manufactures patent-protected knee braces that unload weight and reduce compressive forces throughout the knees. The company addresses large, previously unserved markets in sports medicine, orthopedics, the physical rehabilitation. The company's knee braces are distributed across Canada and the United States, and the company is now expanding into the European Union. Chris served as president and CEO of Spring Loaded from 2012 to 2022, leading the company from vision to startup to commercial success while raising tens of millions in startup and growth capital and scaling revenues by over 50% annually for over 4 consecutive years. During the pandemic, Chris diversified the company's manufacturing capabilities to produce face shields for hospitals and dental offices across Atlantic Canada. Chris and the company have received numerous awards, including, among others, Nova Scotia's Business Inc.'s Exporter of the Year, the Halifax Partnership's Best Youth Employer Award, and the Business Development Bank of Canada's Young Entrepreneurs Award. In 2021 to 2022, Chris recruited several industry veterans to strengthen the management team, board of directors, and the clinical advisory board, then transitioned to a strategic oversight role on the company's board of directors. Chris has worked with several other Halifax-based medical device companies in an advisory capacity, including the most recently Axim Nutri-Technology and Ring Rescue. These early-stage companies are bringing disruptive technologies to market that promise to improve patient well-being. Outside of Chris' professional activities, Chris is an avid ultimate frisbee player who has twice been selected as the captain of Team Canada. Throughout his life, Chris has been a passionate volunteer in the community, most recently reflected by serving as a board member of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce and a co-chair of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Light the Night fundraiser. Thank you, Chris, for serving as a vice chair. It's lovely to have you. Now, we're pleased to be joined today by Mayor Mike Savage, Mayor of Halifax. Before we get to the reading of the oath, Mayor, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much. Are my comments in here?
We thought you'd wing it.
It's great to be here, and I want to acknowledge that we're not only here at the Chamber, but also on the traditional and the unceded land of the Mi'kmaq people. And the peace and friendship treaties that were signed years ago should be a guide to us. I think there's a lot of important stuff there. It's great to see the folks here. It's great to be here with the new leaders, along with Patrick, and to recognize those who've done a great job in the last year or so. Did I hear Did I hear Mark say that he's going to pass the baton to Fatten? Is that what I heard him say? I got a new appreciation for it. He didn't even crack a smile. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm pleased to be here, as I've done every year. Did we do it last year? I can't remember. Virtually last year. But it's always a pleasure to be here and to see the folks and business leaders, even Wade Keller. You know, people who provide great sustenance in times of difficulty. Good to see everybody here. And it's nice to see some of the folks, the folks like Dave and Joanne, who are very much a part of the business community here and also providing social equity for really important equity-seeking groups. So it's awesome to be here. You know, this is my 10th year, or it will be. How does that work? Is it 10 or 9 or 8? Anyway, I was elected 10 years ago this year in the fall. I never thought I'd be here 10 years. But when I look at the city, you know, I take great pride in what's happened in this city. And as I tell people, I'm very optimistic about the future. I'm realistic about our challenges, but I'm encouraged by the progress. And I remember sitting down with Patrick's predecessor, as I've sat down with Patrick on many occasions, when I first became mayor, and we were the second slowest growing cities in Canada. We wanted to get up there. I also remember meeting with the NSAR, the real estate folks, not that long ago, saying, we got to get the real estate market going here. It's going like crazy in Toronto and Vancouver. And now, if anything, we're saying, okay, we're doing well. And I don't want anything. I don't want, you know, housing options or jobs or wages or anything to discourage people from understanding the importance of immigration. Immigration has driven the growth of our city and our province. And immigrants are not the reason that house prices are high. Immigrants are not the reason that people can't get some of the jobs that they want. In fact, immigrants create more jobs than people who were born here in Nova Scotia. So we should always remember that. There's a lot of great stuff happening. Next Wednesday, I'm speaking to the Chamber at our State of the Municipality, or Thursday, maybe.
It's the 20th.
Next week. So I'm going to save all my stuff for that. It's like a 2-hour, it's beautiful presentation. You're going to love it. You're going to want to be there to see that. But you know, we do have challenges as a city, but I will say this to you, that a city that's growing fast has challenges. A city that isn't growing has challenges. And a city that's growing can use that growth to fix the challenges, to address just as we did 10 years ago when our downtown wasn't firing on all cylinders, just when we didn't have complete communities. And we see so much progress, and you see it in this room. And I'm so pleased to be here and to be part of celebrating and commemorating. This chamber has been very, very progressive in its choice of leadership over the last number of years. I think that's a great adornment to this city, and I'm pleased to see it again with Fatten and with Chris. And with that, shall I swear them in?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't go for it. So, I think we'll start with Chris. So Chris, be ready to repeat your oath after.
You can come up, Chris.
Have you got the oath, or was I supposed to bring it with me?
No, they're.
Oh, here we are? Okay. Is it Cowper? How do you say?
Yeah.
Cowper. Frisbee?
Yeah.
Frisbee? I used to be pretty good at the slinky.
We should get together and
Yeah, it was
compare tricks.
Just as physically taxing, I'm certain. Okay, so you're going to read the oath of office after me, and I'll go very slowly. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. I, Chris Cowper-Smith,
I, Chris Cooper-Smith,
swear that I will faithfully and truly perform my duty as Vice Chair of the Board of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce, and that I will, in all matters connected with the discharge of that duty, swear that I will faithfully and truly perform my duty as Vice Chair of the Board of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce.
swear that I will faithfully and truly perform my duty as Vice Chair of the Board of Halifax Chamber of Commerce, and that I will, in all matters connected with the discharge of that duty, do all things and only such things as I truly believe to be adapted to promote the objects for which the Chamber was constituted, according to the true intent and meaning of the same.
And that I will? No, you did that. Okay. All right. That's you. Congratulations. So I got to sign this now, right? You sign and then I sign.
Sounds good.
All right. Have you got a pen?
Patrick has one right there.
Okay.
You can keep that.
Good job.
That's not a signature. What is that? Two of them? We need to do both? No. Do both. both, okay.
One for Chris's wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chair of the Board of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce, Chris Cowper-Smith.
Mayor, would you please read my oath?
I kind of intended that I would read it, then you'd read it, I'd read it, but whatever you want to do, it works. You know, when a guy plays Frisbee, he doesn't slow down for much.
I thought you read the whole thing.
I kind of did. You're right. Before I say this, so Faten Al-Shazli?
Faten Al-Shazli.
Al-Shazli,
Yep.
okay. And it's Mike Savage. Okay, the oath of office. I, Faten Al-Shazli,
I, Faten Al-Shazli,
swear that I will faithfully and truly perform my duty as Chair of the Board of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce
swear that I will faithfully and truly perform my duty as the Chair of the Board of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce,
and that I will, in all matters connected with the discharge of that duty,
and that I will, in all matters connected with the discharge of that duty,
do all things and only such things
do all things and only such things
as I truly believe to be adapted to promote the objects for which the Chamber was constituted.
as I truly believe to be adapted to promote the objects for which the Chamber was constituted,
According to the true intent and meaning of the same.
according to the true intent and meaning of the same. Thank you.
Sign both of those.
Thank you so much.
Take one of those pens, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chair of the Board of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Mayor.
And by virtue of being mayor, that also means that you're married as well. So pick anybody out if you haven't got one.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you again, Mayor.
See you later. Thank you, Mike. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right. On to our next item. I would like to draw your attention to the page in your package marked Nominating Committee Report 2022 to 2023. This lists the names of the Chamber members who will sit on the Board of Directors in the coming year. This list was developed according to the process outlined in the Chamber bylaws. As always, we will have a strong group of interested volunteers from a wide variety of business backgrounds. I would like to welcome to our board Heath Moore, Managing Partner, Grant Thornton, Catherine Reesley, Managing Partner, KBRS and Meridia Recruitment Solutions, Ifini Imisa, Founder, My East Coast Experience, Nancy Foran, President and Founder of ESG Partners, Wade Keller, Director of Corporate Affairs for Atlantic Canada, Labette Brewing. Welcome all to the new board. Welcome new board members. All right, sounds good. Now over to you.
I think I'm just going to say the same thing. So I'm just going to say thank you very much, Faten. Welcome to all the new board members, and welcome to Chris and Faten. So thank you, everybody. We'll do another round of applause for the cameras.
All right. I want to say thank you to Patrick and Mark for their welcome and for their kind words. I'm really thrilled to be stepping into this role with the Chamber. I am one of the few women that have taken this role as a 250 years old organization, and I happen to be the first immigrant woman to do so. I look forward to building opportunities for more women and immigrants to lead the Chamber in the next 250 years. As I look back through these last several years, I have had a front seat to both the Chamber and the Halifax growth. We have seen so many positive changes to the business community in these last few years, including new cultural festivals like the Off the Eaton Bath Festival for Asian Heritage Month, which is happening in May. There are many businesses opening up each day, and I'm so glad to see that some of them happen to be by the immigrants and the African Nova Scotian community. The vibrancy and the dynamic nature of a culturally rich storefront across our city is both amazing and worth applauding to our continued and collective growth. My own work with We As Them has allowed me to connect with a large clients globally, bringing more world cultures and diversity to Halifax, which I believe is part of our unique and core strength in our beautiful and vibrant city. On a related note, and as Mark mentioned, the Chamber itself has seen growth in its DEAI goals and actions. I'm looking forward to driving more growth on this front in the year ahead. Our team here at the Chamber has put a lot of effort into connecting with the Black business community and ensuring they are represented in our organization. It is not lost on us that we need to do more, and we most certainly will. As a testament to the work that already has happened, the 2022 Halifax Business Awards were our most diverse yet, featuring our highest number of immigrants and African Nova Scotians since its inception in 2000. As much as this is a great achievement, we will continue to work on representing our entire community at the Chamber. The city will be reflected in all our activities and the membership of our organization. This is, of course, all governed by the DEAI action plan, guiding us, which has been a lot of time, consultation, and effort in the making. Incidentally, we are in the process of planning a DEAI forum this September, featuring workshops and speakers that can help businesses with their own DEI goals. We will also continue to host more webinars on the topics, so do keep an eye for them as they happen. As Mark also mentioned, the Amplifying Voices report gave us a list of recommendations to improve DEAI work in Halifax. We also released our toolkit this year, which we will be promoting heavily in the next few months. This toolkit can support our businesses with creating your own inclusion policy, reading resources, a procurement map, and much more. Before I wrap up, I'd like to thank my business partner, Ashwin, and I'd like to thank my team at We As Them and my family for being so supportive of me taking on this role. It is never a quiet year at the Chamber, and I look forward to working with Patrick and the team in achieving our goals and pushing the Halifax business community forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faten. Wonderful to see you all here today, and I was very pleased that I was able to keep my pen and get my pen back from the mayor. It's not a usual occurrence. I have a whole lot of things to say, so I'm going to kick it off. Good morning to our board, new board members, I think we have some previous board members, our task force members, and those of you online. Thank you for joining us today as we perform this mandatory function of the Chamber's bylaws, where certain processes must be completed. It's been another uncertain year for all, and we're very pleased to be entering what seems to be a new phase of COVID-19 focused more on recovery. As a business, our cancellations were much lower than we budgeted. Since we were in the pandemic, when planning our 2021 budget, we had projected a 20% cancellation rate. but with the COVID wave, we achieved much lower cancellations of 9.8% for the year, under our 10% originally forecast budget. Because of our constant communication with our members and the business community, we actually exceeded our new membership goals by over $18,000. We took on a number of special projects that supported our revenues, including ACOA projects, thank you ACOA, funding to support the Nova Scotia Business Labour Economic Coalition, and unbudgeted funds for our Trade Accelerator program and buy local campaigns. In addition, funding for rapid testing programs, which provided additional funds. We also continue to take advantage of the Canadian Emergency Wage Subsidy to support salaries so that we did not have to lay off staff. And despite the pandemic, we welcomed 275 new members last year. We also welcomed 4 new staff members to our team, including 2 new positions to accommodate and support the Chamber's growth. Perhaps the most important initiative that began in 2020 and again in 2021 was the Nova Scotia Business Labour Economic Coalition. The group was created to have a point of contact for government as they made rapid decisions and to provide feedback to government, to advocate for businesses and employees, and to work with the federal, provincial, and municipal governments at this time, to ensure that Nova Scotians are taken care of at a time of reduced economic activity, and to eventually work to develop a recovery plan for the businesses and employees in the area. We've since hosted over 135 meetings with an average of 100 participants per call, and all 3 levels of government attended regularly. Through this group, we advocated for restaurants to be able to sell liquor with purchase, which is continuing, asked the city to remove parking fees, provided feedback to government on many, many different initiatives. And we're very grateful for the collaboration between these groups and look forward to continuing these strong relationships through recovery and beyond. The NS Black continues to meet and speak with engaging guest speakers. As recently as a few weeks ago, the group was joined by the ACOA Minister, Jeanette Petitpas-Taylor, who reviewed current programs and services for small businesses and listened to our business community's concerns and issues. While the NS Black is meeting less frequently now that restrictions have been removed, the group will still be joined by leaders, community partners, and government decision makers who can not only listen to the voice of business, but provide the connection to swift and positive policy change. The Halifax Chamber of Commerce has had numerous policy wins ourselves over the course of the last 2 years, including housing. Our lobbying on behalf of affordable housing and housing affordability has impacted decisions at City Hall, the province, and federally, as housing, as you would have seen, is a significant part of the federal budget. Minister Freeland virtually attended a meeting with the Chamber alongside the Canadian Global Cities Council, which also lobbied the feds to step into housing. Childcare, we successfully advocated for a change in the requirements that were implemented just a few short months ago by the provincial government as part of the federal childcare deal, which left private operators out. Rapid testing, the Chamber was a catalyst for the entire provincial business rapid testing program, providing feedback and leadership in that area. Buy local program, the Chamber was awarded money for a buy local NS Black tactical recovery plan, as well as the other federal programs in partnership with the CGCC. The 50-30 Challenge, participation in the federal 50-30 Challenge leadership team, of which Kent is a part, and the development of federal publicly available specifications. In 2020, the Chamber and our board finalized our diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility policy and action plan, which were approved by the board at the end of 2020. The business community has a responsibility to lead in DEAI and to work in our businesses, closing the gaps and making spaces inclusive for all. Our plan has 5 overarching goals: feature underrepresented groups in our communications, highlight our diverse board of directors and participation in the 50-30 Challenge to encourage others to join, host a minimum of 1 DEIA-focused education event quarterly, hire a staff member focused on community engagement and recruiting new members, ensure diversity in our event speakers, suppliers, and content, and ensure that's widely publicized. I'm happy to report that we are on track Here's an update of our goals. Under communications, we've seen upwards of 20% of all business voice content representing diverse communities in Halifax. Our board remains committed to the 50-30 challenge. For education, we've created an online toolkit, which Faten mentioned. Our membership goals are on track with 95 prospects compiled in our database and now have 22 new members under what we call the Surge program. And some of our speakers in 2021 included great speakers like Ross Simmons, Shannon Monk, and Martine Roy. These goals are progressing well as we head into 2022. And on the note of diversity, I think Faten mentioned this, at the Halifax Business Awards, we had a significant improvement in our diverse representation, and we're much more reflective of our entire Halifax community at those awards. As Faten mentioned, we also took part in the Amplifying Voices project, along with Ashanti Leadership, Footprint Life Coaching, and My East Coast Experience. And this report, first of its kind in North America, found that businesses do want to engage with communities of color, but are lacking the resources to do so. The report offered recommendations to the business community on how we can move forward together, and we look forward to working with the Amplifying Voices team to make a more inclusive business community for all. And although it was another restricted year for events, the team created an entirely new and successful conference, the Small Business Big Growth Summit. Focused on strategy, the summit offered an inspiring keynote with local marketing strategist Ross Simmons, who you should all follow on Twitter, breakout sessions with experts on a variety of topics, and a hybrid model to offer a safe and accessible experience for all. After almost 2 full years of the pandemic's uncertainty, businesses continue to need help. With funding from the federal government, we were able to encourage Halifax to shop local leading up to the holidays and into 2022. We worked on 2 campaigns to maximize our reach. The first campaign, Never Have I Ever, created by Discover Halifax, showed us the importance of rediscovering our own backyard. The campaign encouraged activities throughout the summer and was then able to shift its messaging as restrictions tightened to focus on supporting retail and restaurants. This campaign also purchased $7,500 in gift cards from local businesses as part of a social media contest that would then be spent in those businesses. The Discover Halifax campaign used local photography and catchy one-liners to show off the great retailers and restaurants Halifax has to offer. The social media contest gathered more than 100,000 impressions and almost 5,000 entries. We also invested in radio ads to extend that reach even further, and it's a highly recognizable campaign that has the potential for extensions in years to come. The second campaign, Hidden Gems, created by the Halifax Chamber, highlighted businesses in each area of Halifax and encouraged inter-Halifax travel and discovering new spots close to home. In fact, I think I mentioned to Becky, I saw a transit ad just yesterday, so it appears that Halifax Transit is continuing to support us by not taking down the transit ads on the buses, which is great. This campaign was designed to remind people of Halifax of the many fantastic local businesses that make up our great city, and we worked with the 9 area business improvement districts and underrepresented groups in our community, along with several other business associations, to highlight the importance of shopping local, especially during a pandemic. Thanks to the funding, we profiled 35 businesses in a series of videos entitled Hidden Gems. Each business now has a promotional video they can use in their own marketing. We worked with the associations to identify businesses in their area that would work best for the videos. Some featured new businesses that opened during the pandemic, some long-standing businesses that needed a marketing boost, and some that had a huge impact on their community, and some featured underrepresented business owners. We used the videos and portraits of business owners in our marketing blitz, which included bus ads, billboards, social media advertising, newspaper ads, and more. The total reach of the social media advertising alone was over 500,000, with more than 60,000 engagements, which are likes and shares. So I'd encourage you to still take a look at that. I guess we can't put the link up now, but we'll let folks know what that link is. So you should continue to share some of those videos. I know, again, Becky mentioned to me that downtown Dartmouth was still showing that video at an event the other night. On the topic of promoting local businesses, we're thrilled to be back to printing our flagship publication, Business Voice magazine, and you'll find a copy, I think, in your folder for those of you that are in the room. It's published 11 times a year. Business Voice features updates of the Chamber's work and profiles our members making an impact on the local business community. Before I wrap up, I'd like to commend the Chamber team with support from Discover Halifax on bringing the 2024 Chamber of Commerce Executives of Canada and the Canadian Chamber of Commerce conventions and AGM to Halifax in, again, 2024. I know it seems like a long way away, but some things are planned out a long way. We look forward to welcoming hundreds, if not thousands, of guests from across Canada to our wonderful city. And thank you to our members for their support in 2021 and beyond. It was not an easy year to do business, but we're here to support you and look forward to working with you all again in 2022 and 2023. Finally, a big thank you to Mark Sidebottom for leading us through another tough year of the pandemic. Your calm demeanor and steadfast leadership have not gone unnoticed. Your advice on so many projects and initiatives has been invaluable. The team and the board loved working with you, and you always took the time to thank everyone, talk to everyone, and get their feedback. We're very appreciative of you taking this role. We know it's not an easy one, and it's time-consuming, although I don't want to tell Fatten that now. It's too late, I guess. But it is an important one, and we were very glad to have you at the helm. And on behalf of the staff and the board, thank you very much, Mark. We look forward to continuing this strong relationship in the years to come. And then finally, I should thank our staff at the Halifax Chamber of Commerce for their amazing work over the last year, and looking forward to more work as we head into next year. Fatten, back to you.
Thank you, Patrick. All right. I'd like to call on Kimberly Stevens, member of the Audit and Risk Committee, to provide us with a brief financial report. Kimberly?
I'd like to draw your attention to the financial statements that are found in your pack. The Chamber's financial statements for December 31st, 2021 were audited by MNP LLP. The financial statements include a statement of financial position, a statement of operations, a statement of changes in net assets, a statement of changes of cash flow, as well as corresponding note disclosures. To note a few of the items in the financials, I draw your attention to the independent auditor's report included in the audited financial statements. MNP has issued a qualified opinion, as they have previously done in the past. The basis for the qualified opinion is that the Chamber recognizes membership fees as revenue when received or as receivable, rather than evenly distributed over the life of the membership. It's not unusual for a small nonprofit to have a qualified opinion, and it is consistent with the way the Chamber has presented its financial statements in the past. In the statement of operations, there's a detailed breakdown of the surplus of revenues over expenses, amounting to $558,398. Revenue items include memberships, events, insurance commissions, and special projects, as listed in Note 11. In order to maintain staff and adjust our operations during the pandemic, the Chamber has recognized government assistance in 2021 of a total of $260,412 from the federal government Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy and $7,730 from the Canada Recovery Hiring Program. Both of these subsidies are recorded net of the salary expense.
Thank you, Kimberly. Are there any questions? If you have a question, please type it into the Q&A box on the bottom of your screen. Those in person, you could raise your hand. Great. If there is no questions, I would like to call for a motion to approve the audited financial statement for 2021.
I would like to move that the 2021 audited financial statements be approved as stated at the Board of Directors March 10th, 2022 meeting.
Second the motion.
Thank you. I'll now call for a vote. All those in favor, select yes or raise your hand. Contrary, select no or raise your hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Our bylaws requires we RFP for auditors every 5 years, and MNP LLP was approved in 2020. However, each year they must be approved again. I would now like to invite Kimberly Stephen again to address the annual appointments of the Chamber's auditors.
I would like to move that MNP LLP be appointed as auditors for the Halifax Chamber of Commerce for the period May 2022 to May 2023.
I second the motion.
Thank you. I will now call for a vote. All those in favor, please select yes or raise your hand. Contrary, please select no or raise your hand. Motion carries. The motions of last year's Board of Directors are in the package. Each of you were emailed, and it's been posted also on the website. Assuming you have had the chance to review those board actions, I would like to call for a motion to approve the actions of the Board of Directors for 2021-2022.
My name is Joanne Bernard, and I'd like to move that we approve the actions of the Board of Directors for 2021-2022.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. I'll now call for a vote. All those in favor, select yes or please raise your hand. Contrary, please select no or raise your hand. Motion carries. At this point, I would like to take a few moments to recognize the contributions of those chamber members who are completing their terms as board members. As outgoing board members, we have an award of thanks in your name. And I realize some of us, most of us are not here today, so we'll send you the award after fact. Michelle Beaver has served on the Board of Directors since 2018. Michelle was an active and influential board member serving the chair of the Accessing and Skilled Workforce Task Force, and as a member on both the membership and the HR and the governance committee. Thank you, Michelle, for your hard work and dedication to the business community. Second, Brad Proctor has served on the Board of Directors since 2018. Brad was an active and influential board member serving on the HR and Governance Committee. Thank you, Brad, for all your great work, your great insight and input around policies and personnel. Karim George has served on the Board of Directors since 2020. Karim was an active and influential board member serving as the chair of the membership committee. Thank you, Karim, for great marketing insights to assist membership. Denise Allen, I believe she's joining us virtually today. Denise has served on the Board of Directors since 2021. Denise was an active and influential board member serving as a member of the membership committee. Thank you, Denise. We are sorry to see you go. We will have your award sent across to you along with others. Richard Butts is joining us also virtually today. Richard has served on the Board of Directors since 2018. Richard was an active and influential board member serving as a member of the chair of the Audit and Risk Committee. Thank you, Richard. Your municipal and development insights were highly valued. We will have your award sent across shortly. Gavin McDonald Gavin has sent his regrets today. Gavin has served on the board of directors of the Chamber since 2016, serving as a member on both the Audit and Risk and Human Resources and Governance committees. Gavin has brought considerable expertise to the Chamber. From 2020 to 2021, Gavin was an influential and strong chair of the board. As well as past chair, Gavin led the work of the nominating committee. Thank you, Gavin, for your leadership and insight over those past several years. I've really enjoyed working with you and look forward to the next opportunity to work together. We will have also your awards sent across. Finally, I would like to thank all our volunteers. You are vital to the success of our organization. Thank you. Now, is there any new business arising from the floor? If no, please click the raise your hand button on the bottom of your screen. We ask those attending virtually to type there into the questions on the QA box, and if you have anything here, you can raise your hand. Nothing. All right. If there is no further questions from the floor, I would like to call for a motion to adjourn the 2022 Annual General Meeting of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, Madam Chair. My name is Donna Herding. I would like to move that we adjourn the 2022 Annual General Meeting of the Halifax Chamber of Commerce.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. I will now call for a vote. All those in favor? Contrary? Please select no or raise your hand. All right. Motion carries. Thank you all for attending and have a wonderful day.